Torah talks every week. But the truth is, not really. That's an illusion. God gave that idea to you, right? And He said, do you want to do it or not? And you were like, yeah, I'll do it. You didn't even realize you were choosing between doing it or not. You thought it was out of your own creation. But the truth is, none of us have a creation that we come up with. You know, I make jokes. I'm a comedian, okay? And I think, oh, I'm so talented. I make jokes and people laugh. But the truth is, no, it's not like that at all. It's a gift. That God gives me a gift and the ability to come up with things that will make people laugh. And I just use that, okay? But I don't really have free will in the matter. Those things that come up and I say, basically, is God, I'm acting like a puppet. And He controls the strings.
So, okay, there's this woman. She's married. She's not Jewish.
Who?
There's a woman out there in the world.
Ellen?
No, not Ellen. And she's out there, and she flirts with me a lot, and
Floats?
flirts.
Floats.
And
We
she
float.
talks about how, like, being married for a long time, makes her kind of eager to
Wait a minute. You're flirting with an actual married woman?
Is that wrong?
Very.
I haven't actually done anything.
It's the number 10 commandment, folks.
What? Wait, the number 10 is don't lust. She's not Jewish.
But she belongs to another man. She's another man's wife.
But they're
All right, just go ahead.
Okay.
Well, what difference does it make? Okay,
So
go
she's
ahead.
talking about how she's been married for a long time, and she's like she'd really like to get one of those full body pat downs by the TSA.
my nephew might be able to help her out.
Like, so she's telling me these things, like she's just dying for it. I mean, she just can't wait. She's just waiting for me to like sweep her off her feet, take her
Get
back
back in
to
the
the
camera.
hovel.
Make sure you're in the camera.
Yes, take her back to the hovel and.
And play TSA. That's the new game. We used to play doctor when I was a kid, right? Now we want to play airport, and like I'll be the TSA guy, and you be like
Well, anyway, so if
the stewardess or whatever.
if I do have sex with her, is that part of God's will too? Maybe like
No.
part of the divine plan.
No.
So why is Torah talk part of God's will, but having adultery not? With this
Because
woman?
there's no explicit mitzvah of you shall have Torah talks. Okay? Once you created Torah talks, and the question is, do you want to do them this week? You have a choice in the matter. But Torah talks is like from God. Do you want to screw a shiksa who's married or not? That's explicit. You're not allowed to.
Really? Where? I mean, it's not in the Ten Commandments because that's only about married Jewish women.
See, I'm not sure if you're right about that. I have to look that part up. When it says like another man's wife, I'm not sure if that's another. I have to look that up, but I don't want to say. But there is a thing that we talked about this. The Torah says it's one of the 613 that you're not allowed to have sex with a woman who's not your wife. Period. It's part of that's the opposite of marriage.
What if they're not happily married?
Doesn't make a difference. Let them get divorced first. Let her want to become Jewish. Let her get convert.
What
and
if
let her
her
become from and marry?
What if he's already cheated on her? What if they have like an open relationship?
Why?
What if he's already cheated on her?
Doesn't make a difference. Two wrongs don't make a right.
What if she needs the comfort?
I just saw something here. Can I just comment on
Yes.
this? There's some BS. I don't
Yeah.
really watch all this. I just saw something. And someone wrote, I'm not going to say names, the Torah says female masturbation is allowed, male isn't. No. That's not true.
Yeah.
Female is also not allowed.
Where does it say that women aren't allowed to rub one out?
I'm not sure where it says it, but I just know that it comes out the same.
What if I wear a condom so that I don't actually touch her when I was having sex with her? I guess that's not going to work.
But that's from the same... You know, I heard some people say that, oh, you don't have to wash your hands when you make a motzi if you have your hands in gloves. Have you ever heard this nonsense? I don't wash my hands for a motzi. I have gloves on, right? So it's like this thing, oh,
I don't really have sex with this woman. I'm wearing a Trojan, so I win.
No, it doesn't work like that.
Okay, well, I'm glad I got some clarity on that because I was in pretty serious danger.
I told someone we were
My
not going
neshama
I
was
said
in
we're,
danger.
tonight we're not going to be talking about the sex.
Well, not very much. I mean, that was
There's like two things.
just a little bit.
Okay, there's certain things that are going to happen. They don't even have to be scheduled. We're going to talk about sex every week. I'm going to trash psychologists, right, and psychotherapy. I'm going to trash Dennis Prager, and this guy is going to come up with like the most crazy ideas from the verses, and let's come up with ideas that only an anti-Semite can come up with. Go ahead.
So Joseph lavishes all these special favors on Benjamin, and he sends his brothers home to Jacob and tells them not to quarrel. I mean, how rich is that? He gives Benjamin extra portions and extra clothes and extra bling. Just blings out with Benjamin, and then goes, "Okay, you guys go home, but don't quarrel." Like,
I already said he was serious. Why wouldn't he say that? I mean, why would you think otherwise?
well, you can't bestow all these special favors on, on one brother, and then say, "But don't quarrel," because when you treat people selectively like that.
Well, then you just answered your own question. Remember, Torah never wastes a single word. If the Torah says something, then you have to know what's the reason why it needs to be said. If he bestows special things on one kid, right, one brother, so he needs to tell them, okay, I just bestowed on these things, don't quarrel, don't get jealous, don't start that drama, there's no time for it. That's why he's saying it. And because he said it, they're not going to do it.
Why would they follow him?
He's the king. He's the viceroy. Is that what he's called, the viceroy? Or
Sure.
here, I want to throw in something. I wanted to mention it last week, but really, you can talk about it today because all three of these parshas go together. You know that? It's called like the trilogy parshas.
Mm-hmm.
Last week was Vayelech. This week is Vayigash, and next week is Vayeshev. I don't remember how it goes. But is that right, or was it last week Maccabees?
Last week was McCade.
Whatever. It's all like a trilogy. The story is. There's something you need to know about. Get back in here. I don't want you going off the camera in case you start laughing.
Going off the derrick.
Right. Who's Beth? Hi, Beth.
She's a friend of mine from Facebook. She's not Jewish.
She's not. Hi, Beth.
She's married.
Bye, Beth.
But she's not the one I've been flirting with.
Oh, okay. What am I saying? So, Yosef, there's some things we need to know. He was the viceroy, but he was also the leader of the Jewish people. And that was because Yaakov made him the leader, if you will, right?
No. Joseph, Yaakov.
He gave him the Rebbe's jacket, which you said was, was
the
like
cross-dressing.
the cross-dressing and all this. And it was like, oh, that nonsense, right? But he gave him the Rebbe's jacket. He's the Rebbe. Yosef was the king of the Jews, if you will.
Mm-hmm.
And he was the king of the Jews for 80 years. Which is a very long time. And for the Bible critics out there, for your experts, who can tell me, well, they can't tell, is this it's accurate, I'll just say it, it's accurate to say that if you do that historically, Yosef was the leader of the Jewish people longer than any other person in recorded history. Did you know that?
No, but it is longer than David Ben-Gurion.
Yes. But it's longer than Moshe was the boss, right? It's longer than Moshe, right? It's longer than King David or King Shlomo, Solomon. It's longer than Shaul. It's longer than Joshua. It's longer than Abraham, Isaac, or Jacob. It's the longest of any ruler of the Jewish people in our recorded history. The one who was served the longest was Joseph. Now, what's interesting is in those 80 years, when he was the king, if you will, of the Jews, he was the leader of the Jewish people, he did not have even a fraction of the drama that Moshe Rabbeinu had in 40 years. Because remember, Moses takes them out of Egypt, right, in 2448?
Yeah.
2488, he's dead. That's only 40 years. Look at all the drama he had, right? And all the rebellions and all the mishigas, and the Jews were always, rebelling and complaining and all this. We don't see that